Hello. It looks like I'm live. Hi, it's Windsor here from the Girl Scouts of San Gorgonio Council. It's been a while. I haven't been on live in like over a month, so it's exciting to be back, going live to all of you today. And I decided it was really nice out, so I'd be outside, but it is a little bit loud, so I'm going to try to talk a little bit louder today. But today, I like weird holidays. You hear about those like kind of fun days of the year. You have Pi Day, or you have May the 4th Day, or all those fun days. I really like those, and I think they're really fun to celebrate. So today I decided that it'd be fun to come at you with a fun kind of holiday, which is Limerick Day. So May 12th is Limerick Day, and that is Limerick as in the poem a Limerick, which are one of my favorite types of poems. And so this is just going to be a short little video just to kind of share with you some really fun limericks, what they are, and then we can kind of write one together or something like that. So if you're watching and you want to write some fun limericks together, you can just get a pen and a paper, or you can grab your computer and just open it up, and then we can start writing some fun poetry. So I am going to share my screen a little bit differently. So yeah, it's Limerick Day, and so Limerick Day is May 12th because that is the birthday of Edward Lear. So Edward Lear was a poet and a writer, and he did not invent the limerick. Limericks are actually named after Limerick, Ireland, which is a place in Ireland, and we don't know if that's where they were invented or if that's where they were popularized. We're not really sure, but they're called limericks. But they were popularized by this man, Edward Lear, and he wrote some of the most popular limericks that are known today. But this is actually a little limerick about him, which goes, "There was a young fellow named Lear who invented limericks, we hear. So now we converse in humorous verse on Limerick Day every year." Because he was born on May 12th, that is why we celebrate limericks every single day this year. And maybe you're in school and, that's a really great time for your teacher to teach you about limericks. I remember learning about limericks in school, and I don't remember what day it was, but it probably was on May 12th. So it's just kind of fun that we celebrate these fun forms of poems every single day on this year. Now, what's really fun about these, the big thing about limericks is that they're a really simple poem form that only have a very simple rhyming. But the thing that makes them really fun is that they're usually very humorous. And so that's why people, when they think of limericks, they're usually very funny, or they have a joke, or they're usually kind of nonsensical. Edward Lear, when he wrote his limericks, he actually published them in a book called A Book of Nonsense, because a lot of his poems were kind of funny, and sometimes they didn't make a lot of sense, like this one. "There was an old man on the border who lived in the utmost disorder. He danced with the cat and made tea in his hat, which vexed all the folks on the border." So that's kind of an example of one of those weird, kind of funny limericks that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's humorous, and it's kind of fun to say and recite. And a lot of the times when he published his limericks, they were included in kind of these fun little illustrations. So here you actually see the man on the border with his teapot and his cat. And so you can kind of get this funny visual for these really funny kind of nonsensical limericks. When I see these, I actually think of Shel Silverstein, who also is a poet. And, you know, if you've ever read The Sidewalk with No End or The Giving Tree, that's kind of what I think of the Book of Nonsense was kind of like for over 100 years ago, where these fun limericks with these kind of fun illustrations and things like that. Or this is another example of a limerick from his book, and it's, "There was an old man with a beard who said it was just as I feared. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren have all built their nests in my beard." So, and here's an illustration of this man with a really long beard, and he obviously has all these birds, 2 owls, a hen, 4 larks, and a wren, all in his beard. So that's another fun limerick that we got from Edward Lear. So this is how you write a limerick. It's really simple, and you just need to know how to rhyme. So it is made up of 5 lines, and the first 2 lines rhyme. So when you rhyme things in poetry, you use letters to help you to kind of remember which lines need to rhyme with each other. So that's where you get the A, B, B, A. So the first 2 lines rhyme, and then the 3rd and the 4th lines, or the B lines, should rhyme. And then you go back in the 5th line to rhyming with the first 2 lines. So really, you just need to find 3 words that rhyme with each other and 2 words that rhyme with each other. And then you have these things called syllables, and syllables are like you have single syllable words like was or man or went by. And the way I was taught how to note syllables was, it's sorry, I have a little bit of a cough. A syllable is how many times your jaw goes down. So that's how I was taught. So for example, if I say man, my jaw only goes down once. But if I was going to say a word like beautiful, you would say beautiful. So your mouth goes down 3 times. So that's how many syllables. So typically with a limerick, the lines that have the A scheme, or the A rhyming scheme, usually have more syllables, so 7 to 10 syllables, while the B lines, or the 2 lines that rhyme in the middle, or the 3rd and 4th lines, are usually shorter, so 5 to 7 syllables. And they don't have to be exactly this way, but usually that's how they go. So this is actually a limerick that I wrote as an example. So the first 2 lines, there was a man named Larry with a lovely wife named Carrie. So Larry and Carrie rhyme. And then you go into the 3rd and 4th lines. They went to the shop to buy a few chops. So shop and chops. And chops kind of like in lamb chops, pork chops, whatever, like meat. But then you go back in the last line to rhyming with the first line. So we needed to find a line that rhymes with Larry and Carrie. So the last line of this is rosemary. So the last is, but forgot the ingredient rosemary. So there you have a limerick. There was a man named Larry with a lovely wife named Carrie. They went to the shop to buy a few chops, but forgot the ingredient rosemary. And so that's just a fun little limerick that I came up with. And a lot of the times with limericks, you'll find a lot of them start off with a line like there once was a man, or there once was a woman, or there once was a boy, or something like that. And that's a really common way of starting out a lot of limericks. So if you're starting to write one, you can always start with that, where there once was a, and you can come up with some sort of noun, either a name or a person. There once was an owl, there once was a chair, there once was something, and then just rhyme from there. So here is another example of a limerick that I wrote, and I really wanted to make a limerick about Girl Scouts. So first I start, there are many a Girl Scout. So that was my first line. And then I had to think of a bunch of words that rhymed with scout. So I actually went online and I looked up words that rhyme with scout, and I just Googled that. So you can find Google, or if you have a rhyming dictionary, which they make, kind of like a dictionary or thesaurus or something like that, you can find a word and it will give you a list of all the words that rhyme with it, or really any word that ends in out. Or you could go on to Rhyme Zone, which is a website, so rhymezone.com, and you can find all the words that rhyme, and that can help you. So when I looked up the word scout, I found belt out. So I thought, okay, well, Girl Scouts belt out, but what do they belt out? So I got the first 2 lines. There are many a Girl Scout who enjoyed to belt out. What do Girl Scouts belt out? They belt out songs. And so, okay, that's my 3rd line, silly camp songs. And then what rhymes with songs? Long, all the day long. Okay, so then you go to the last line, the 5th line, and then I have to find a word that rhymes with Girl Scout, belt out. Well, there's a lot of things. It could be pass out. It could be there's a lot of different things. Anything that, rhymes with out. But I thought pass out was funny. So the last line is, until their leaders want to pass out. And there you have a funny little limerick about Girl Scouts who sing songs all the time until they make their Girl Scout leaders want to pass out. So there are many a Girl Scout who enjoy to belt out silly camp songs all the day long until their Scout leaders want to pass out. So there you have it. You have a fun Girl Scout limerick. But if you would like to write your own limerick, you can use this form. So it's 5 lines, and there's 3 lines that rhyme, and there's 2 lines that rhyme. And you can try to think of a word that rhymes. But the biggest tip I can give you is try to find words that are really easy to rhyme with. So maybe don't try to rhyme a word with orange, because there's not really any words that rhyme with orange. Try to find words that are easily rhymed with. So Larry is a good one because you have carry, Harry, Barry, a lot of other different words. Or you have chop, shop, chop, lop, or kind of think of all those words that you'd get in a Dr. Seuss books, right? Cat, hat, sat, mat, lat, I don't know, a bunch of different words. So these are just some example limericks, and now you can celebrate Limerick Day with maybe writing one of your own. And if you do, I would love to see you maybe write it in the comments, see what funny limericks that you can come up with, but just make sure that it's funny and humorous, because as much as the rhyming and the syllables matter, the most important part of a limerick is to make them funny and kind of nonsensical. So you can write some of your own, or if you're curious, you could always look up some more fun limericks. There's many to be read, and you can kind of practice your rhyming. So thank you so much for watching. I am looking forward to seeing any limericks that you can come up with, or read some limericks maybe before you go to bed tonight, and just so you can kind of say that you celebrated Limerick Day. But hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye.